your head. Hello, it's Wednesday Night Yarn Adventures.
Hi, friends. Dean's using my laptop. It's not going so well.
It's going okay. It's right up straight up 7 o'clock. We're here, both of us.
We are
Live.
here live for the first time in like a bajillion weeks, it feels like. Because, yeah, it's been fun life lately. So, yeah, let's jump right in. So 2 weeks ago, we were live. We were packing up at
Amazing threads.
Amazing
Yeah.
Threads. And so that was 2 whole weeks ago, which is it seems like a whole lifetime at this point.
Yes.
Since then we have been all kinds of places. We went from Minnesota. We went and hung out with our friend Natalie from Twisted Stitchers.
Right after Amazing Threads, we went there for about a day and a half.
And then we drove over we got to hang out with the Twisted Stitchers on Friday night. And then we drove on over to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and hung out with Jane and all the lovely people there at Hi Jazz over in Prairie Road Yarn Shop in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
It was warm.
It's quite warm.
It did not get like too hot until the afternoon. And it was a good day. I mean, it was super busy. There were lots of people. A lot of people that we had seen the previous year. We had been there once before last summer, and so it's always nice to see people who came when we were there and come back when we come back.
Yes. And so that was really nice to go and visit them. From there, we spent a couple of days driving up to
Fargo.
We did on our way from Sioux Falls to Watertown to spend the night. We got to drive past a supercell, tornado supercell, that turned into that really cool rope tornado that you saw from Gary, South Dakota. So that was really interesting. And we were driving past
crazy.
We should make sure and edit out the
I'm not
sound
gonna play the
one.
video,
Okay, good.
but it's like there's a picture, but it was like we could see that we're like, oh, that's a crazy big wall cloud, and then we were like, and it's like rotating.
That one,
and you could see the rotation in it.
Yes.
And it was dropping down, and we were like, it was on the correct side of the interstate from us, so it was like there was no danger of it coming towards us. It was going away from us.
Yes.
But it was impressive. So this whole part right here was rotating, and it was slow, but it was rotating
very slow,
and it was just kept dropping down, and it is much closer than this picture appears to the interstate. But we were
close.
We were going this way, and the storm was moving away from us to the right. And it was apparently later it was a big tornado.
So if you look up the tornado in Gary, South Dakota, on Dakota, on June 28th, I believe. Yeah, that sounds right.
Was that the night at Prairie Road? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
And so so now we're storm chasers.
Yeah,
exactly. That's
we felt like
totally how I felt. We were passing the people that were on the side of the road, like standing there watching it.
There were like people who had their cameras out, like filming it.
And there's some really cool footage from that tornado. Luckily, no one was harmed.
I don't think it really like tore up much of anything.
It was an EF3.
Yeah.
It was an EF3. It about 25 miles later, it dropped, and it did tear up a farm pretty bad. Took out someone's house.
Okay, I don't think I knew that. Okay.
Everyone was fine. There wasn't any injuries. Unfortunately, the family dog didn't make it.
I missed all that. Yeah.
So anyway, we went to the zoo the next day in Watertown. Had a great time at the Bramble Park Zoo. Which is always a great time for us.
It's a small little zoo. We had never been, so we added it to our list of zoos and aquariums. And it was really nice. They had a really good feel, like for being a small zoo. It was
Their whole
really
like
nice.
theme was "Come Closer," which was a little weird.
Which was like fine, but then like the only T-shirt that they had, and it was small, and so the gift shop was small.
Yeah.
The only T-shirt had like a picture, a logo of the zoo, but then it said like "Come Closer" on the shirt, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think I need that shirt.
Yeah.
One, I don't want to be creepy, and two, I don't actually want most people to
No,
come
that's
closer.
true.
So
So yeah, and then on Tuesday we hung out at
I
the
was like, oh, we
we camped
skipped. Yeah,
on the Missouri River in Fargo, just on the North Dakota side
yeah,
of the Missouri River, or
the
Missouri,
Red River.
the Red River.
Yeah,
No,
it was the Red River.
was it? Okay,
Definitely the Red River.
I don't know where we were.
It was definitely
It
the
was
Red
right
River.
on the river.
It was
Really great park.
Lindenwood Park
Yeah,
Campground. It's like in not the middle, but like in town in
yeah.
Fargo, and it was very busy because of the weekend before
Super
Fourth of
busy.
July.
Yeah, it was crazy busy. But we had a really good time. I have been working on my vest. So I'm gonna show that off now. I have the neckline all done. I'm gonna show it off right here.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. I have the neckline all done, just ready to be bound off. It's like all stitched, and I'm working on picking up the armholes, which is exactly where I was 2 weeks ago. So, because yeah, I'm very unmotivated to pick up these stitches. So that's okay. I'm gonna get it done. My bestie is going to get done.
Bestie.
We I taught 2 brioche classes while we were at on Tuesday at Bountiful U in Fargo. And so here is my brioche from that adventure. There's one side. There's the
Yeah, hold on,
other
we can block the light
side.
from over
There
there.
we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
So, it's turning out really nice. It's a gift for someone probably watching this video. So it's all good. Yeah, and so I've been working on that. And I've been working on that since that Tuesday. On that Tuesday night, we packed the truck up. We took everything off of the slide wall. All the drawers are empty. All the yarn is down.
Everything that was
Every
on the slide wall that was not bolted to the wall
Yep, came out.
was taken off
Yes.
after and we did that because we're getting some work done on the slide out. And so we were like, the person who works at the place in St. Louis where we're taking it
Yep.
was like, yeah, if you could get it here like the day before, I'm going to be leaving on the 3rd, so I'm not going to be here on
Yes.
Yeah, we'll bust it and try to get down there.
We will get there on the 2nd, and we'll get there before 5:30 so that you can be the one to check us in and do all the things.
Cleaned all of this off, all the yarn. This is normally the DK wall.
We stayed till about 8 that night at Bountiful U on Tuesday.
Took about an hour to pack up instead of 30 minutes.
And then we drove about 4 hours down south back to Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Yep.
Stayed the night, literally like midnight until 6, 7, and then we got back in the truck and drove another 9 hours to get to St. Louis before.
And so here we are dropping it off
before 5:30.
And guess what? That lady left early, so we didn't
Yeah.
even get to drop it off with her anyway. So that was fun. Katie was very excited
I was
and happy
really
about that.
well, and so Dean had already started unloading it at that point, and the real reason that it was really inconvenient was because if we had known that, we would have stayed in the truck that evening on Tuesday evening and just dropped it off Wednesday morning.
Staying with our friends Matt and Heather and of YarnCom in St. Louis, and so we were going to stay with them, and we would have just stayed in the truck where we normally do in our own bed.
In our own bed. That's the big part. It's our own bed.
And instead of making them clear out space and get an air mattress out and the whole 9 yards. And so Matt would not have had to come get us with all of our stuff.
It was a lot. Like we had the back of the truck, like his pickup truck was stacked high, like 3 boxes high with everything.
Literally would have been able to just swing by and pick us up.
Because we wanted to continue to be able to sell while we are away from the truck.
Because it's going to be 10 business days before they finish this. Yeah. And so we've turned off the online store. So if you got this week's email, there was no featured product because you can't buy anything online right now.
Right.
Because we can't get it to you. It would be, I mean, we could, but it'd be 2 weeks before you get it. And we didn't want to do that and cause trouble. So we just turned off the online store.
Yep.
But we took a lot of the product that we had and put it on the wall at YarnCom.
Yes. So if you are close by to St. Louis or Creve Coeur and you haven't been to YarnCom or you haven't been lately, please make sure and go check out the parking lot, the Yarn Adventure parking lot in YarnCom. And that's what it looks like. There is some really great stuff there, including all of our MCN from Frogget and Bewitched Pigments.
Bewitched Pigments.
We have your astrophotography yarn from Laughing Cat Fibers.
Astrophotography yarn.
We have Sparkle DK rope from Road Trip. We have
Adventure. It's a yak silk base from Storyteller Stitchery.
And I think the only other thing that we added, there's some other like smaller things over there too that were usually on the wall in the truck.
And we added these National Park yarns from Knitted Wit.
National Park yarns from Knitted Wit. We received news the other day that Knitted Wit is closing.
Yep.
For good. They've been at it for 18 years.
Yep.
That's such a long time in the yarn world.
They had kind of let their wholesalers know that maybe they would be stopping at some point, but didn't give a firm time.
And we thought it would be later this year.
Kind of hoped that it might be later, but
we didn't put in our big order. And so what is that? The National Park yarn that we carry, the Polar Shimmer base, it's a 8515 Polar Woolen Silk. That is all that there will be of that base.
Yep.
And that yarn. So if you were, I want that, go get it.
You should get it, because especially that base.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it does not, they didn't do it for anybody else that I know, especially on the national park ones.
Yeah. So that's something that if you're interested in at all, make sure and grab that. So yeah, and then
we went to Salem.
So
that was last Wednesday.
That was last Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we missed you guys. We were dropping off the truck and we actually went and ate dinner with Matt and Heather.
Yeah.
And got to celebrate some time just hanging out as like normal people, which doesn't always happen.
And we sat down in the booth at 7 p.m. And we were
it was like 7:30. Like we totally were
no, it's
wiped.
not gonna happen. So.
We had been on the road I drove the entire 9 hours and I was done.
And the whole day the trip went pretty well. We were a little bit worried that it was gonna. We had stayed up late the last night getting to Watertown.
Yeah.
It actually went pretty well for a 9-hour trip.
No,
it
went
much
really
sleep,
great.
It went pretty well, but we were still really tired.
Yeah. So yeah, and so the next day we got up.
We rented a car.
Went and rented a car, and then we dropped off we didn't just drop off the things at YarnCom. We went and hung everything up and made it look pretty.
Yep.
And got everything together.
There's a couple of boxes of Matt and Heather's.
There's a whole stock of EEW 6.1s. So if you're looking for your perfect Tour de Fleece and you're like, man, I have been waiting for this and I haven't done it yet, they are offering 10% off on the EEW 6.1s.
And they have our entire stock.
And they have our entire stock, including batteries, tripods, and tripod trays.
And bobbin packs.
And
lazy Kates.
So you can get a really, really good deal on a EEW if you're looking for a Dreaming Robots wheel.
And they have tons of fiber to spend on there too. So yeah, if you're looking for a wheel in the St. Louis area, you can get it from them.
I think she has them online.
She might have them online, yeah. And if so, you can buy them.
I don't know if she's offering the discount online or not. Probably not.
I don't know, yeah.
But we are always happy to help you with that. Speaking of, so we went ahead and drove down to Arkansas that morning.
To Salem.
And we drove and dropped off the rental car. My parents picked us up from the rental car place in Mountain Home, and we had the whole back of we had this truck all full of stuff too. My parents came and picked us up in their pickup truck.
It barely
fit. Because we were like, we wanted to take stuff home, and that was the whole plan for July, was that we were going to be dropping things off.
Was to take home. One box of stuff home to leave.
Yeah.
And that was part of the plan. But yeah, we maxed out the space in here.
Because there's when we travel with the yarn truck, we have our whole life in there, and so it's literally the telescope
Yeah. And that was
all
the
of the
thing.
yarn I'm working with, all the fiber I'm working with,
As
all of my
I
tools.
wanted to take the telescope, which I'm glad I
Yes.
did because I got to set it up a couple of days in Salem at Katie's
Yep.
parents' house. I've actually just got through putting it out here, so I'll hopefully get some pictures tonight. But I was able to get a couple of good astrophotography pictures last week in Salem. So this first one is Pickering's Triangle. So this is part of the Veil Nebula. So if you've ever seen my astrophotography pictures that look somewhat colored like this, there's actually the Western Veil Nebula over here and the Eastern Veil Nebula over here. This is sort of in the middle. And so this was my first kind of shot with this. It turned out pretty good. I'm going to add some data to it at some point. And then the second one
That one
is actually the Lagoon Nebula, which is one that I took a picture of a long time ago with my older telescope. But now I have done some different processing to this one, and it is a lot better quality than my
it is
older one.
gorgeous in person, and it really matches
Let's
the
see if I
yarn
can.
that Laughing Laura from Laughing Cat Fibers did for us for the Lagoon Nebula. I
There we
do
go.
have a really great shawl on board the truck right now,
Yep.
made by Kim of Twisted Stitchers, and it's the Hipster by Hohi Locatelli. And I'll show that off, but that's done in the Lagoon Nebula colorway, and it's
Yep.
really great. So.
And so I'm working. If Laura, if you're watching this at any point, I'm working on a couple of new things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try some different, some like totally off the wall different colorings just for you.
Yes.
So I've learned some new techniques, and I will be coming out with that in the next couple of days.
Yay.
So.
Okay, so around this time, we headed back to my parents' home, and we was that before the flood or after?
That was right about that time. Yeah.
So my sister and brother-in-law and my niece came for the 4th of July.
It was on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had a really great time celebrating with them. When they were arriving, we received word that one of our family friends, my best friend from high school, her mother has passed away. And so she's a pillar in the community that I grew up in, and we're all really sad about it. So we ended up shifting around quite a few plans, and that's why we're coming to you from Nashville today, which is Dean's home.
The plan is to stay in Salem for like 6 days and then come down here for like 6 days and then go back up and drop this truck off and get the yarn truck. But then that happened, and so that was going to be on this Friday, and so we actually stayed like 3 days in Salem, come down here for 6 days, and then back up to Salem for 3 days. So, yeah. So,
we're headed back to Salem for the memorial service or celebration of life on Friday.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. But anyway, and of course, then we also received news about our friends in Kerrville.
Yeah.
We all of our friends are safe and accounted for that we know of. We've heard from them all. The Rogue Skein is there and is still a very large piece of that community, and we are very excited that they are still there. Dawn and Sarah and their whole team are doing well. It's weird to see on the news these places that we've been.
Yeah.
And like Kerrville,
spent
Ingram,
quite a bit of time in.
We've spent many days there, and so it's really weird to see how that landscape has changed even in that short amount of time. We definitely have those people in our thoughts, and want to make sure that the people who have been affected by that, and we are looking forward to our next trip down there in November as well. So we will be continuing to support all of those people in that area as we move forward.
Yep.
So just want to make sure that we said that we
are
aware of that. What else we got?
You're spinning?
Oh, my spinning.
You've been
Okay.
spinning like every day for the last week.
That was Friday. 4th of July. Dean got those pictures on the 4th of July as well. That's when you took your scope out the first time.
Yeah.
And then so everybody was there, and then on Saturday was the start of Tour de Fleece, I think. Yes, the 5th.
The 5th.
Okay. I have been spinning. I finished up. I spun about another half an ounce on this lovely Rolag situation that I had going on. It's sparkly. I don't know if you can see. This is from A-Gem Fiber Company. Yeah, I believe it's right.
Yeah.
Out of Michigan. And I love their stuff. I bought this set of Rolags at Hoosier Hills this year. So I spun this up in less than a month.
Very nice.
I'm so proud of myself. And it's Rambouillet Merino and Angelina blend. It needs to be set, but other than that, I did a chain ply yesterday on it, and it turned out super great.
It looks really good. Like, it is very like.
The striping looks really good. I did like a really thin, and it turned out to be about a sport weight.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with that.
Looks super good.
I have also pulled back out my long-term project, which is the
Freckles.
Bags of Freckles / Whisper, which is a alpaca from, I'm going to say it wrong.
Sutton at Home Alpacas.
Sutton at Home Alpacas. So I finished up one bobbin. I did about 2 ounces on that. And then now I have about 2 more ounces on this one. So I spent about 4 ounces of alpaca. I did another ounce of the Rolag, or half ounce of Rolags. And then today I pulled out this loveliness. It's a Shanico non-superwash from Cesium Yarn. This was Kat's interpretation on Happy Pills. So this was the summer solstice. This was the big colorway. I don't know if you guys can see that. This was the big end last colorway. And then this is the other 5 ounces that we have. So got fluff on there. So I have, these are each 1 ounce balls, and the big one is a 4 ounce ball. So I did another about half an ounce, 0.8 ounces while ago, about an hour of spinning while ago.
We forgot the kitchen scale in the truck, and so, or actually it's a Matt and Heather's because it's in that one box. So we
bought a new kitchen scale,
which was not expensive. I remember getting a kitchen scale before for your yarn stuff, and it was like more expensive, right?
We bought a nice one last time, I think. But anyway, we go through them apparently as well, and I think we left one at my sister's at some point.
We needed to, because you're always like, we need one. We have one in the shipping drawer for mailing. Every time we mail like a package, we're always weighing the package so we can print out the postage. But
so you must also be wondering, why are we coming to you from the inside of a vehicle? Dean's parents' house has like 0 signal. So on Sunday we drove down here.
I mean, we're just like hanging on by a thread out here where we're at right now. Like,
I'm really not sure if you guys are getting most of this, because the little thing keeps dropping off.
There's been a bunch of people joining on and off, so I really think it's been okay. But
Instagram, the picture hasn't changed at all the whole time we've been on here.
So
I have no idea if that's working at all.
The little Wi-Fi signal has been on like 1 and 2 bars.
Yeah, the whole time.
So yeah, it's.
We know it's weird. We're sorry. Hopefully you guys are getting most of this. We have had a really good week though.
Alchemy's still there, so it's totally
good.
Yeah.
It's been a really fun week overall. We have last week, I guess, when we were up in North Dakota, we have been playing Pokemon for about the last month and a half, 2 months or so. Oh, good. Jess can see us too. Jess, we're thinking about you too down there in Austin-ish. Austin-ish. San Antonio adjacent, and all the fun weather you guys also had. We have been thinking about you, and so yeah.
I don't know what we were
saying. We were in North Dakota, and so we went on a bunch of Poke Walks together. There was a big event. It was the big June Go Festival or whatever. And so we went walking a bunch, and so we started getting in a couple miles a day. And since we've been at my parents' and his parents', we have been going and walking, and we have started running again, which is great.
Trying to move and exercise a little bit more.
Yeah.
We were talking about how just like 3 and 4 years ago, we were running half marathons.
We were.
COVID hobby was running, and we
and then we opened a yarn
kind of
truck.
went off the deep end. And then as soon as we opened Yarn Adventure, that running kind of just went off.
Yeah.
Track,
but we're going to get back to this, and we're really excited about it. It's already doing pretty well overall. We've been getting in a few miles every day, and we're not running a few miles every day. We are walking, and we're adding some running in. Let's be very clear about that.
and honestly, if you want to call it running, we are adding some jogging.
No, we are runners because we have done some running.
Yes.
We are adding running to our routine. It's very important.
We just keep comparing it to what we were doing before, and it's like.
Well, and the thing is it's kind of like with fiber arts. It's like you're a knitter if you picked up the knitting needles and you have knit a stitch.
Yeah.
You're a crocheter if you've picked up a crochet hook and you have crocheted stitch. You're a spinner if you've done some spinning with any type of implement, any type of spinning implement. So I think it's really important that we recognize that we are those things that we put our time and effort into, and we may not be great at them, but it's always about improvement, right? Sorry, the sun is really fun too here.
Trying to get it off my face.
So yeah, and so we're doing that, and we're doing a pretty good job. I think we're moving along. So we're gonna go run here in a minute, and because the sun is now dropping down, which means it's might be less than 90 degrees outside. It's 86 degrees outside.
The temperature is not awful. The humidity is just atrocious.
Yes.
So.
So we will keep doing that. I would love to hear about y'all's spinning journeys and telling me about how Tour de Fleece is going for you. I'm really happy with how my Tour de Fleece is going.
She's posting every day, so if you keep an eye out on Yarn Adventure Truck on Facebook, Instagram, she'll be posting all of her stuff.
And my goal is to finish spinning all of my alpaca. I have 5 more bags of this, so that's at least another 16 ounces. So we shall see, but I want to have a sweater quantity spun up and ready to work on this fall. My big goal is to have that woven fabric that I made last month is to have that done for Rhinebeck and have that sewn into a skirt for myself.
And your alpaca
and then
sweater?
I want to have an alpaca sweater done for myself.
Is that your Rhinebeck sweater?
To wear at Rhinebeck.
Nice.
So we're going to be helping out Q from the Fold Out Cat again this year. Dean's wearing the Fold Out Cat shirt.
Yep.
So we'll be helping her out again at New York Sheep and Wool. And I am making big sweater plans for 100% alpaca sweater.
I saw the other day that somebody was, for some article or something, somebody was asking about their Rhinebeck
They're doing
store.
a research project.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's actually on the New York Sheep and Wool. They posted on the Facebook. They did a call for to interview people all about it.
That'd be very cool if you did.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it. I am still not sure if I'm spinning it all this year and last year, and so it's kind of a big deal. But I need to measure out my yarn again. I already have 4 bobbins done of the alpaca, and those are about 5 ounces each. So if you start really breaking that down, I mean, I got about 20 ounces of fiber, which I'm not sure if that's enough, but I'm going to do a 3-ply. I'm going to spin that.
I think you should just try and spin up a lot of what you have.
A straight 3-ply, and it's been sitting for a long time, so it's very unenergized, and I'm okay with that. So if you got any good suggestions for a great alpaca sweater pattern, let me know. I will be on the hunt. What else? Oh, next week we will be back in Salem on Wednesday night. Next
heading
week,
up to St. Louis the next day.
Hopefully, and we might be in St. Louis.
Yeah, we might be in St. Louis.
I'm kind of crossing our fingers, hoping we'll be in St. Louis. If that's the case, Heather might make an appearance. We'll let you all know. Thanks for being patient with us and following along our adventures, even when sometimes we forget to show up.
Yep.
So until next week, happy crafting.